You squirt a whole bunch of sriracha on your meal, and within your first bite, you're in pain. Beads of sweat drip off your forehead as you frantically search for water. And you feel a great sense of relief as you feel your hand wrap around a glass of water. Have you ever wondered how and why your body responds to this kind of pain? And how you are able to sense the glass of water in your hand? Well, this year's winners of the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine discovered just that, and they may be able to help you understand why. In October 2021, the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine was awarded to two scientists, David Julius and Arden Patoutien. They discovered the ion channel receptor proteins that allow us to sense the pain that comes with eating something spicy and physical touch.
First, let's look at David Julius's work. David Julius decided to focus on capsaicin, the pungent compound that causes the burning sensation we feel when we eat chili peppers. Julius decided to specifically investigate capsaicin because he already knew it triggered nerves to cause pain. In order to understand what Julius and his team did, we first have to understand what a gene is, which is a segment of DNA that codes for proteins in our bodies. And so Julius and his team started their endeavor by putting together a huge library of genes which specifically coded for proteins and sensory neurons which react to pain, heat, and touch. After multiple trials, they found a cell that ordinarily did not respond at all to capsaicin, and they began to insert these genes from this library one by one. Then, they exposed the cell with the inserted gene to capsaicin and checked for a response. Finally, they identified one gene that caused the cell to respond to capsaicin. This specific gene codes for a protein called TRPV1, which serves as an ion channel. What's even more interesting is that this TRPV1 ion channel was found to be activated in temperatures greater than 40 degrees Celsius, connecting pain and heat. Julius and his team also used menthol from mint to find another distinct channel called TRPM8 that responds to cold temperature.
Now, moving on to Arden Patoutien. His research was focused more on identifying what causes us to respond to mechanical stimuli. He was eventually able to identify certain cells that produced electrical signals when pressure was physically applied to them with a micropipette. It was assumed that the receptor responsible for responding to mechanical stimulus to be an ion channel. They identified 72 genes that potentially coded for the receptor that they were looking for. However, instead of expressing the genes individually as Julius's team, Patoutien's team silenced each gene. Essentially, with the silencing of each gene, cells were prodded with a micropipette until they identified one gene, which when silenced, left the cells unresponsive to being poked. Patoutien found that this gene coded for an ion channel which they named piezo1. Not only do these ion channels respond when physical pressure is applied, they also contribute to the regulation of blood pressure, respiration, and proprioception.
You may be wondering, why is any of this important? Well, the ion channels that Julius discovered are really appealing targets for the design of new pain drugs. Julius and his team have been working on determining the exact structure of each of these individual proteins so they can make a drug that can inhibit them in order to treat neurological pain. We've all experienced the heat and pain that comes with eating something spicy. Being able to sense touch connects us to one another and the world around us. But these are such ordinary experiences that we often don't think about how they come to be. David Julius and Arden Patoutien's discovery of the specific ion channel receptors give us an insight into how we are able to experience sensations. What's even more exciting is that these findings are leading to the development of drugs that act on these receptors to combat pain. So next time when you eat something spicy, you'll know exactly why your hand is reaching out to that glass of water.